brooms and brushes to scour their walkways and outdoor stairs, then shake out the banners of celebration for which the ancient city was known. He would not abandon his people to their own problems, though. His father had taught him better than that, instilling in him compassion and a desire to work on behalf of the people he ruled. Aiden had promised to be a different sort of king when he accepted the throne of Sudera, one of 3 kingdoms in the Commonwealth. As he stared at the labyrinth of streets below, he tried to think of how to help. Aiden wanted to show his people he was not like the aloof kings or corrupt regents the Suderans had endured before he arrived. Behind him, a door into the castle tower opened unexpectedly, and Penda emerged onto the gazing deck. He felt the familiar rush of pride that came to him each time he saw his clever, beautiful wife. Penda was slender, with large brown eyes even darker than her rich brunette hair, which hung long and loose. Her quick wit, heart-shaped face, and confident movements were typical of the wild Utok tribes, the nomadic trader clans that ranged across the Commonwealth. "I can feel this storm coming even inside the castle, my handsome starfall." She stepped past him to look at the approaching dust cloud. Out of habit, she traced a circle around her heart. "Krah, that's a powerful one." The green reptile bird on her shoulder ruffled his wings and hopped from one clawed foot to the other. At 21, Penda was 2 years younger than Aiden. Yet in her travels with the Utok caravans, she had seen more of the world. He liked to think that he had tamed his exotic wife, though it was more likely she had tamed him. He accepted that. She was no fawning princess and never would be, and he would not want her that way. They had been married for 2 years, and he still felt caught up in new love for her. Penda adored him back. He had no doubt of that. He wasn't sure he could say the same of Zar, his wife's mischievous pet Ska. He was the size of a falcon, with emerald green scales on his body, pale green plumage, and faceted eyes like a moth's. A thin collar around his scaly neck was inset with a central diamond. On her shoulder, Penda wore a protective leather pad to provide a perch for Zar. Only Utoks could keep and tend the flying creatures, and some owners, like Penda, had a clear heart link with their pets, sharing sensations. The Ska haughtily tilted his head from side to side, as if expecting Aiden to do something about the coming storm that troubled his Penda. "Easy, Xar." She stroked the side of the creature's narrow face and turned to Aiden. "I've weathered many dust storms as they tore at our tents out in the hills, but I sense that this isn't just a storm. It doesn't feel natural." She seemed to be fighting off an unconscious shiver. Above them, a yellow banner snapped and strained against its pole. The air smelled of bitter dust and wood smoke when Aiden inhaled. "It's a storm. What more can it be?" Penda closed her eyes, as if she could visualize the storm better by not looking at it. Xar stirred on her shoulder, sensing the world for her. "It was created deep in the furnace. It could be a harbinger." Her eyes snapped open, and she looked toward the hills again. With a buzzing sound not quite like a growl, the reptile bird buried his face in her thick hair and peeked out at Aiden. Penda sighed. "Scars are sensitive to these things." "So are you." Aiden put an arm around her and drew her closer, and Penda leaned against him. He trusted his wife's senses. Knew